good, so I'm going to take this and get this washed. Cool. Now I'm going to add my olive oil. My and my salt, my pepper. I use nutritional yeast to fabricate the taste of Parmesan cheese. If you guys are curious why it's listed on there. That's going to give it a little bit of that cheesy flavor, make it a little bit more legit since this is, since it is raw vegan. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, technically nutritional yeast is a bacteria.
What did she ask?
Technically nutritional yeast isn't raw vegan, but it's apparently been acceptable in raw vegan cuisine. That's what we use in our cheeses and nuts. So that is a big issue. But yes, nutritional yeast technically is
not raw.
Is microorganisms. But just as probiotics are. So if you're someone who takes probiotics or cool that kind of bacteria, or drink alcohol, same concept. But I guess it's not truly raw vegan. So I just fold it. You can use a whisk, but I'd rather just fold it. It's just as easy. To fold it, you're basically just going to want to go in and go over the top. Just like that. And that's what I'm going to do for a second.
Doesn't nutritional yeast have vitamin B12?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, so it's good
It's
for...
very high B12.
Yeah, it's good for vegetarians.
Yeah. Yeah, but the instance was the fact that they're basically dried, actually farm-raised bacteria. That's how it has all those protein sources. It technically isn't vegan or raw. It's a byproduct of. But
molasses. They use molasses.
I guess there should be different types of raw vegans. To that point. Okay. Now, as you can see, I have a pesto. This is not a puree. This is a folded, old world. This is how they used to make it back in the day. They didn't have food processing. They would finely chop the herbs and they would fold it. And they would have a motor pestle for the nuts, and they wouldn't make a pure paste. And that's that. Any questions on this recipe? Cool. All right, moving right along.
What do you think?
It's interesting.
Think you could do that?
Probably.
Yeah, I think you could.
Yeah.
And next, I'm going to make an Alfredo sauce. Now this Alfredo sauce is a cashew and macadamia base. You can use pine nuts or any variations. You can use all three if you like. All depends. You can use all of one. I like to mix it up just so there's not too much of one flavor. 3 cups of the max and 3 cups of these. These also were soaked overnight, rinsed and dried. So your enzymes are active. Now I'm going to go ahead and just add the nuts. You don't have to worry about adding the moisture first because there's enough space for moisture to fall right back down to the bottom. Now this is going to be one of these things that you're going to have to use a spatula on a little bit because you're breaking down nuts. If you don't have a really good machine, I don't know if any kind of cheese is at home before from recipes, it's for the raw foodist. It takes a while to really puree it. Question?
What was the liquid you put in?
Alright, I just added lemon, and now I'm going to show you. She added what I just added in, and I just added in macadamias and cashews, and then I just added in the moisture that I'm going to use for this recipe, which is lemon juice, freshly squeezed, of course, not from concentrate. And now I'm going to show you, which is a raw soy sauce from Japan. Has a very nice flavor, and that's what I use in all my Asian raw vegan cuisine. If you might see an Asian pickled slaw or something like that, cucumber soy, I'm using that to show you. Alright, and with this, you can basically add in everything you like, except the dried herbs. I'm going to do a little bit of oregano on the end, just to give it a little twist. But of course, with these dishes, you can do anything you'd like, whatever you want to fabricate your Alfredo. Nutritional yeast is giving it a little bit of that nut tang. And I'm going to get this flooding. Okay, well, I'm going to show you a half point of what it looks like. And that's just starting to break down. It's basically halfway. You still got a little while to go till that actual soft. Now this works really good if you have a really high-grade blender. Because you can actually make this. Vitamix, I tried using my Vitamix, it locked up in the very end. So I had to go back to rotate. So it all depends on you, but food processor is probably your best bet if you don't have a really good blender. Okay, I'm just going to let this blend away, and then hopefully soon we'll have the sauce. Coming along pretty good. See, what's advantage is I use a blitzer, which is a really expensive barbecue, and this whole time I'm turning it. The whole time. Yes.
Your cheeses.
Huh?
Are you going to have the glass on your cheeses?
Maybe not fermenting them though. That's kind of a secret. But yes, you know what, I think my next class should probably do, maybe check out the mozzarellas and the enchiladas instead of showing you some of the sauces and condiments. Maybe that'd be a cool thing. Okay, this is probably as good as I'm going to get with this food processor without really just sitting here and listening to it run and looking at it. But it is starting to puree, and if you just sit there and you let it run, I like to do 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Don't want to burn out your motor, but eventually it will become nice paste, which is what I massaged the zucchini noodles with for the samples I was making. And that's it's basic, simple Alfredo sauce. Is there any questions on that recipe? Alright, well, I would like to give you guys some samples and let's check out what I just made. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of a pass-around system. Let's see how that works. Sorry about that. Yes?
Why is it so important to use organic food when making raw food?
Because if you're staying away from chemicals and pesticides, especially with raw food, you want to stay away from chemicals that might actually kill it and destroy the enzymes. Now you're cool.